Thank you, Mr. President. I remain Senator I.D. Gyang, representing the very good people of Plateau North. Mr. President, I rise to add my voice and that of my constituents to the 2020 budget debate on the floor of the Senate. Mr. President, a lot has been said about the fundamentals of the budget. So much economic analysis, postulations, and commentaries have been made on this budget. Mr. President, I will spare us all that. What Nigerians are interested in, Mr. President, is how this budget will translate in real terms and in practical terms to address the security situation in the country, the infrastructure deficit, and of course, human capital development, among others. And in particular, their safety from terrorists, bandits, kidnappers, and so forth. Mr. President, there is palpable fear on the faces of Nigerians from daily threats of insecurity. And that is why the budget that has been, the allocation that has been made to defense of 100 billion to me is grossly inadequate. To the combined armed forces to address the critical issues of security in this country, I would request that the Senate take a look at the budget of defense. How the budget can equally translate to motorable roads, stable power supply, and other basic infrastructure by implication, addressing the decay and gross deficit in our infrastructure is very critical to Nigerians, Mr. President. This is what will spur small businesses and the productive sector if we have stable power supply for their businesses to thrive so that they can equally drive growth of the Nigerian economy. Mr. President, we know that at the end of every economic argument and debate is a political decision. The political will to implement the budget and, of course, budget making has to demonstrate fairness, equity, and inclusivity. For example, Mr. President, my constituents are deeply concerned about the poor showing of Plateau State in the budget over the years, and even in this one. This has been repeated in this year's budget, and it's the desire and call of my constituents that the Senate will address these imbalance and to make provision for the Akwanga-Jos Bauchi Road, and equally to facilitate the completion of the Jos Yakubu Gowon Airport, Hepang. Finally, Mr. President, the issue of the cost of governance can be addressed partly through drastic review of project cost in our procurement processes. Presently, the costs are outrageously scandalous, and this has to stop. I therefore urge this Senate to ensure that we take a look at our procurement cost, our project cost, on comparative basis vis-à-vis other countries. On this note, Mr. President, it is my concern that the security situation, the infrastructure deficit, and the procurement cost be addressed as we would be deliberating on the details of the budget. Thank you, Mr. President and distinguished colleagues.